When lockdown restrictions were eased this time last year, people flocked from across the country to beauty spots like here in North Devon. It was a welcome boost for economies that had struggled during the initial lockdown, but the unprecedented number of visitors brought many issues for the local infrastructure and businesses at these locations.
So the downside of certainly the initial influx after the lockdown last year was, as you'll have seen on the news, I mean, just people flocking to the area, rammed roads and infrastructure, small villages having to take unprecedented amount of vehicle and people just dumping their vehicles everywhere. That impacts on our police force, our enforcement agencies, a whole wealth of people and officers that were completely unprepared for such a scenario.
But the unprecedented number of visitors does not only impact the local infrastructure and economy. There are growing concerns over the environmental impact that record numbers of visitors will have to the local area. The environmental issues of people staying more local for their holidays was felt up and down the country, with places like Southend, Great Yarmouth, and even here in North Devon reporting high amounts of litter and outrage from locals over the state of their beaches.
We were in unknown territory. There were so many worries about opening things up that people just came anyway. So they dumped their rubbish. They went to the toilet wherever they wanted to, and somebody had to pick up the mess. And the mess was phenomenal. So you can't keep people away. You have to manage the situation. And it happened so quickly. It was a huge learning curve.
With international travel looking more and more unlikely this summer, local charities have been looking for ways to educate tourists on environmental issues and prepare for the expected influx of visitors.
Yeah, so for us, it's like an educational information campaign, really. But trying to get visitors this year, we've kind of umbrellaed it under our Protect Our Playground campaign, which does exactly what it says on the tin. We're asking people to not protect our playground for us as humans, but protect our Earth playground for not just us, but for the wildlife and the animals that live here as well, so that we have a functioning and sustainable planet to live on going forward.
The local government in these areas must now play a unique balancing act to ensure the continued success of its economy, which is based primarily on tourism, whilst also ensuring it is sustainable in the long term.
You have to support your residents going forward, and the only way to do that is with the economy. So you've got to keep your economy moving, and that is instigated a lot by changes, evolution. So it's managing how we can do that sympathetically and work with the environment. I think that is the biggest challenge going forward.